Hello YouTube. It's me, Shishigamiwolf, and I have upgraded, ascended. New camera, new mic. I have the actual Blue Yeti mic, and it sounds amazing. I sound amazing. I finally don't sound too muffled because my voice is like sometimes. So like this mic sucked. So like I decided, and I actually got lucky and got this mic today. But we're not here. We're not here to rejoice on that. We're here to rejoice on some hot takes for Monster Hunter Rise and World, and Monster Hunter in general. So I've taken uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, seven hot takes that I wanted to respond to. There will be more. So this is not the first. It will not be the last video that I make. So like hopefully you guys will have fun with this video, and no, I know I'm having fun with this video, but I hope hopefully you guys find it entertaining. So here, let's just jump in. All right. Trash. You'd rather have your game for a kid's console rather than PS5 angry emoji. The game is also way too Japanese, like WTF. Why are you catering to Japan when it's so small? Double angry emoji. First of all, brother. Oh, actually, let's keep it up. First of all, brother, the Switch is not a kid's console. I know it has like a lot of kiddish stuff, and I'm a kid at heart, to be honest, but it's not just for kids, all right? There's like people in Japan that have played it for so long and played a lot of it. So like, you know, I don't understand where you're coming from with that. A game can never be too Japanese. I am into Japanese culture, and a game to me can never be too Japanese. It can never be too anything, to be honest. So like, I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, like the game did come from Japan, so just to let you know. But you know, it's you know, it's valid as well. And the reason that I believe they're catering to Japan is because actually the Monster Hunter is more famous in Japan than it is in the West. Monster Hunter World came and it changed it to almost worldwide, and it actually the West now cares about Monster Hunter. So you know, that's why we see these kind of hot takes, and you know, that's why they think it's a downgrade, but I think it's really good. So this one's kind of like invalid in my opinion. All right, next one. It's children's game designed for kids. There isn't really a wrong or right way to play it. You'll be fine. Play how you want to. Fucking good advice. That's really good advice, guys. Remember this one, because it's really good advice, and I always say this in my fighting game videos. Like, I didn't buy the game for you. You play however the hell you want. You want to play for like the meta builds, do it. If you don't, you want to play like the less build, like the weapons that don't get that much love, Instaclave, then you do that like I do. Like, I have fun with the game. I play every damn weapon because they're all fun in some way. But of course, I have my preferences. But yeah, like, this is a good message, but I just didn't like the first line. Sir, first of all, the only children's game is Pokemon. Got him. All right, so like, let's go for the next one. This one, I just included it because it's not that bad. All right, here you go. Y'all really effed up and took a step back by not just continuing Monster Hunter World. Grr. And to take your new games off popular platform was a really dumb move. I guarantee this game gets record low sales for the series. Damn, dude, chill. First of all, they didn't F up. They always want, I think, when Monster Hunter World came out, I know I was one of those people. I literally said, oh man, I hope they do like a new game for us Switch players, or for us, you know, that play on the go, because that's one of the things that I loved about Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. That it was on the go, we could play it anytime we want. I don't need to sit myself in front of a monitor or anything, or a TV and play it. I could play it anytime I want. So like essentially, that was a big win for me, and I was hoping that they'd do this. And then when they finally announced it, I was like, hell yeah, you know, that's what we want, and that's what they're doing now. They're just catering to the fans that love Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, and now they want it on the go instead of like sitting on the chair here and playing Monster Hunter World and having those events and stuff, which I'll discuss probably later. But no, it's not a dumb move. I think it's a really smart move. In addition to that, I guarantee it that this game will do stupendous, whether it be here on the West or whether it be on the on Japan. Japan, I guarantee at least 99% sure that it's gonna sell a lot. And here, it's like a mixed bag for me, because like for me, like it's a must buy because I'm just a Monster Hunter fan. But in addition to that, like here, the game feels exactly like World, and it just has another tweaks to make it kind of special. So like I'm like thinking like, okay, so I think it'll cater to the World, because even when I started playing the demo, I got scared because I was like, damn, this is too much like World, but it's still fun. So like I'm thinking of the positive thing, but like yeah, this hot take is totally nonsense, dude. It isn't a step back. It's a smart move. They're gonna make a lot of money, and it's probably gonna sell. It's not gonna have record low sales. I doubt that. I highly doubt that. All right, what the f is this kid's garbage, man? What's people calling it? Kids, man. It's not kids, man. You kill monsters and you're cool, alright? This is not even a Monster Hunter game anymore. I keep telling you people, they're destroying MHW's legacy. Nani? First of all, Monster Hunter World is barely like 2-3 years? I think 3 years old? There's no legacy there. And like, it just barely started. Now, if you said Monster Hunter Legacy, that'd be something different, because Monster Hunter has been around for so damn long. But like I said, and like I've kind of like said before in my channel, Shishigamiwolf, it's right there. Come watch me sometime. I'm sorry, shameless plug. But when I do give this game praise, and I have my moments where I give it praise, not a lot, because I always make fun of World. But yeah, World did so much good things for the West, and it introduced the game to like so many new hunters, which is the greatest thing that it ever did. And it's just an awesome thing to see. And I think that's the legacy that it's starting the legacy, but I don't think it's like a MHW legacy yet. I think once they have like 1 or 2 games, or even three games, I would say, then when it'll be considered a legacy. But they did a great job. They did a great job with the updates. They did a great job with Iceborne. Unfortunately, it just wasn't a game for me, and it just like it didn't click like Monster Hunter Ultimate did. Like that Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate did. But yeah, like not even a Monster Hunter game anymore. That's weird, because it is a Monster Hunter game. Because if you look back at the history of Monster Hunter, it's always been crazy, and it's always been like really weird. Like the fact that you could fall from a cliff and still and not take damage or be okay with it, that's ridiculous. And then in addition to that, they have those big ass weapons that they could like wield easily. That's pretty ridiculous too. And not only that, the hunters themselves survive attacks that don't kill them. And I know that it's kind of like whatchamacallit, the armor protects them, but still, I'm just saying, And then the fact that they're carved, the game has always been kind of ridiculous, That's what I'm trying to say. So it's definitely not a kid's game. There's always blood there. You're technically hunting. And honestly, if I were to make a hot take from this one, is that you're the actual bad guy in Monster Hunter World, because you're messing around with the ecosystem. And then, like at the end, spoilers, whoever hasn't played Monster Hunter World and cares about the story, spoilers alert. So like I'll give you like about 5 seconds, 10 seconds. So we're gonna count in Spanish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Spoiler. Alright, so essentially, I think you're the bad guy in World, because you're killing the monster that kind of keeps equilibrium, which is Nergigante. So, like, it's something to think about. Think about it. Alright, next one. This was my favorite. Honestly, the SNS is pretty garbage weapon. Its attack speed is terrible, and it has the range of a toothpick. Even if oils made their return, I still wouldn't pick up that trash. I'll just stick to spamming bowguns on everything because that's the most effective strategy. Wilson, is that you? I'm just kidding. But yeah, like I say Wilson because Wilson's like one of my hunting buddies and he's one of my best friends. And he plays nothing but bowguns mostly, but he could play every other weapon, but he likes bowguns the most. But in terms of like, to be a little bit controversial, I did not like how Monster Hunter World handled swords and shields. The vanilla one was really bad. I just didn't like it at all. I think there were some good things about it, but I personally didn't like it because it didn't feel like sword and shield. And the funny thing is that all the other weapons improvements and stuff were top notch. And then I enjoyed every other weapon, but this is the only weapon that I didn't enjoy and stuff. I think it was a step back for me, in my opinion. And then Iceborne came out and it made it a little better with that perfect attack thing or with a perfect combo, whatever it's called. And but still, like even that, and then the clutch cut, of course, that didn't keep me there. So like I still thought that Sword and Shield were lacking something, and I just didn't like playing them at all. So that's what happened there. But yeah, I kind of tend to agree with that. But even if Oils came back, I disagree with that because if Oils came back, I think it would have had some fun builds to do here and there, but I don't think it would have made a difference at the end. But yeah, like I just find this one very funny, and but I do have that sentiment where Swords and Shields are pretty bad because in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, Swords and Shields are freaking amazing. They're amazing, and specifically if you play the Adept one is really good. Striker is really good, so you know. There's so many good things I could say about Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate Sword and Shield. All right, next one. This one's from MH World. MH World Veterans. That's what I called it. What the F is this shit? How do you even kill the Tigris with that big head? It's literally impossible. And I say that as both a Dark Souls and Monster Hunter World Veteran. Let that sink in. Monster Hunter World Veteran. With used to hardcore games. Regret this purchase so much. I should have never listened to you guys. This game is ridiculous. How the F do you even heal when you stand there for literally 2 hours? First of all, sir. First of all, don't make fun of Tigrex, big head man. He's already self-conscious. Shame on you. Secondly, it does not take 2 hours to heal. It takes about 5-6 seconds, I believe. Maybe more. But you just have to be careful when you heal. So you can't move, and then you just do the flex. In terms of like what he says about being a Dark Worlds and Monster Hunter Veteran, which I find funny. I don't know, it just feels weird when people call themselves Monster Hunter Veteran. I think you have to be a certain threshold to be called like a veteran in the game, pretty much. But that's kind of like my definition of it, and everybody has different stuff. But like, it's just weird to think of that term, Monster Hunter Veteran. That's kind of weird. It's a little bit weird. But yeah, like I said, I think this one kind of shows what I was talking about when I was starting to play Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate again. Is that it's a really, really, really bad threshold to. It's a really, I wouldn't say it's a bad game to start with because you still once you get through the hurdles, because there are hurdles in this game, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. There are super hurdles, specifically for new players, because it's really boring in the beginning. And you do gathering quests, and you have to do specific things to unlock certain monsters and stuff. Sometimes, so like and the game doesn't tell you that. You have to look for people that would help you, like Gaijin Hunter, Arex Gaming. I know there's way more than what I named, but there's so many people that could help you like get better at the game and that love the game equally as I do. But yeah, like it's a big hurdle in the beginning to be playing that game, but once you get through that hurdle, it's like one of the best of the whatchamacallit, one of the best games there. I'll answer after my thought, but it's one of the best games there. But I do agree that there is a hurdle in the game, and but once you get through that hurdle, the game is so satisfying, and then the end game stuff is just phenomenal. All the stuff. The only complaint I have about the end game stuff is that the monsters, the deviant monsters, have like a same theme, and that's kind of lazy, in my opinion. That's just how I think. Oh yeah, Okay, so one of them's coming from easy mode, jumping to hard mode. Yeah, there you go. I believe that too. That Monster Hunter World is pretty easy. There are just some impossible things that I don't like. Specifically, I hated Behemoth. I hated that fight with a passion, and I still hate it to this day. And there's like other monsters that I didn't like, and the funny thing is that Alatrion was one of those monsters I didn't like either. I never went back for Fatalis, but it's just like there's certain things that that happens when you go from world to generations, because generations ultimate is like super hard in the beginning, man, and then once you know what to do, once you figure out your weapon that you like, woo, it like flies. And the funny thing is that in Monster Hunter World, I feel that every weapon isn't built equally, but you can see you can still every weapon is usable. I'll give it that. But I think there's certain weapons that shine brighter than other weapons, and specifically if you combine them with armor skills. And that's how Monster Hunter is sometimes. But in Generations Ultimate, the one thing that I want to share with you guys is that when you play Ultimate and you have all these styles to choose from, and styles are pretty much things give you special perks as a hunter. So like one's called Adept, where if you dodge at the right time, you do like invincible dodge, and then you have attacks you have a certain attack depending on your weapon. So it depends on your weapon, but yeah, like those things made a lot of weapons viable, and they made every weapon viable pretty much, dude. Like that, the styles in Generations Ultimate made every weapon viable and made every weapon have its own thing. Of course, like some styles were better than others, but if you use any style or any style and any weapon, and there'll be something little broken about it, and that's what's beautiful about Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. And that's what's something beautiful. But you have to really wait till the end game. Unfortunately, you have to wait until the end game to get all the good stuff. Like, well, at least mid to end game, I guess. But end game gets really fun. All right, last one. This is the last one, guys. Okay, this one. I wanted to include this one because this video will be the only evidence that you guys will have of me praising World. Because I make fun of World on a regular basis on my streams, like all the damn time. You could even ask one of my people that watch me. You could even ask Chunky that's on chat right now, or you could even ask Durko, which has watched me for a very long time. But I always make fun of World, and I still do, and I always will be. But I give it credit for what it did. But going back to the hard take is World has terrible end game content and no gear to craft. I think in vanilla, this would have been true, but then Iceborne came out and they kind of blew everything away. And what the good thing that Capcom did with Iceborne is it made it like a new game. It could have easily waited and charge us about like $60 to play Monster Hunter Iceborne, but they didn't, and they put it in an expansion. It was $40, and it was way more than expected. It was probably Monster Hunter World 2.0 at that point. And that's what Monster Hunter World did great, is that Capcom just gave us content after content after content, and it was good content. It wasn't lazy ass content. It was like good ass content. Like a lot of the monsters that I enjoyed, like Zenogre, Rajang. Even Fatalis made it to Monster Hunter World. Iceborne introduced one of my new favorite monsters, which is the Water Elder Dragon. I honestly, it escapes my mind what he's called. Honestly, I apologize. Apologize to all the Monster Hunter World veterans that are seeing this video. My bad. But yeah, that monster I really loved. I really loved the end monster. I really loved that event with Safijiva at the end. It was beautiful. Like a lot of things I really enjoyed. And then towards the end of the vanilla Monster Hunter, I think there wasn't really much until Iceborne came. If he's talking about Iceborne, then no, man, that's untrue, because they did a lot. It's just like the end game stuff wasn't great. It was pretty much non-existent until Iceborne, and they introduced the Guildlands, which was a pretty good addition in my opinion. It just needed to be tweaked, and they did tweak it. I just never gave it a chance. And that's because I just don't like the game, and I don't like sitting down and playing Monster Hunter World here and there. Like I would get really bored when in reality, and then when I go back to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, I literally can stay there for hours. I even streamed like 8 hours just Monster Hunter, and then even Chunky like pretty much joined me there. So like there's like a discrepancy of there's discrepancy there in end game content, I think. And then that I think the end game content is pretty bad. It does have a lot of gear to craft towards the end, but after you get like pretty much all the gear, there's all you can do is do the guiding lands, and the guiding lands can get kind of tolling. Some of the events you want to keep an eye for, but unfortunately, like we're all busy people. Sometimes we have jobs, we have other obligations, familiar obligations and so forth. So we can't just sit down all the time and be okay. The event is happening Saturday, and it's only Saturday through Monday. Let me go. Let me hop on. No, man. That's unfortunately that's the only thing. That's the really big thing that I didn't like about World, is that literally you have to sit there and go into the event, and then it only lasts there for a little bit, and then you lose the opportunity. And I know they made it more available towards the end, but it was not enough, dude. But do I think World is terrible? Of course not, dude. Do I think that that personally do I personally think that the World is like terrible, like for me to play? Yes, I just don't like playing it. But overall, World has done so many things, and specifically for the West, man. Made it in the map, dude. It made Monster Hunter in the map, and it's probably one of their highest grossing games, I believe. And the Monster Hunter World, everybody loved. Japan alike loved it. The U.S., the West, loved it, man. So many people loved it, and then introduced so many new people. Which is great. Which I freaking like give credits to Capcom for that, man. I give all the love and all the credits to him, because they did something that I wish they would have done sooner, and that make people everywhere love the game, and they did. And so no kudos to that, man. Stuff. So like I said, it's nowhere near a terrible game. It's a phenomenal game. A lot of content. It's just that some of the content is kind of like locked over event quests, which kind of sucks. And in addition to that, kind of like the end game stuff, you're just like doing guiding lands, and then it could get kind of tolling if you don't have like a good people to hunt with, or you don't have friends to play with. But other than that, like I have no little complaints. I also didn't enjoy the siege thing, so like it's kind of like it kind of didn't like it. But that's just my opinion. But overall, I think World was actually a good game, and I still think World's a good game. But I'm always gonna make fun of it, and I'm always gonna approve of Monster Hunter Generations over this game, over World, always. Like that's just who I am, and that's just the way I feel about the game. And that's about it. I don't know if you guys like the hot takes thing, but I just chose the ones that are pretty kind of out there. But I kind of wanted to put my foot in the door in the beginning to see or put my toe in the water. I think that's the right saying. To see like how I'm gonna be doing those hot takes videos, but like hopefully it went pretty well. Hopefully. The sound quality is going to be much better for my voice, because I know I have a very muffled voice and I have a very weird voice. So like having this mic setup and having a new camera will probably help immensely with me creating better content and better quality content for my YouTube. But that's it for this video, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give the video a like, and go ahead and subscribe. There will be more hot takes to come. And oh buddy, some of them are good. Just these ones just caught my attention, and I wanted to kind of like start off slow, and then we can build up to the crazy ones, which is hilarious. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. I do want to now take the time. I should have done this in the beginning of the video. But I do want to take the time to. I probably will edit that. Well, it seems like I done got goofed up on that video. Unfortunately, I did have to go back to edit, because I do want to give a proper shout out to this person. I got his name wrong, so I apologize. His name is actually at Hottakes. So again, I'll be putting the information up there. In addition to that, I just want to say thank you to this person, because if it wasn't for this person giving me the permission to do so, I wouldn't have done the video. I wouldn't have gotten motivated to do the video. And for actually really want to thank him for creating that Twitter, because like honestly, he that community that he created, I think it's a really good community. I've lurked through the conversations there, and I've read the responses, and they're very respectful followers most of the time. And you know, like there's a sense of respect there, and you know, there's a sense of debate that goes on there, and it's really freaking awesome, dude. And I thank you for providing that content, man, because honestly, I get a kick out of these hot takes. It gives me motivation to actually, you know, go ahead and do this video. So thank you at Hottakes. And again, I really encourage you guys to follow him, because honestly, his page is awesome. And in addition to that, I think he's built a great community. So with that, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you guys like it, go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and subscribe. I will be doing more of these hot takes. This is definitely not the last one. And you know, now that I actually got like a decent camera and I got a really good mic, hopefully more of these will sound better, and I guess you guys will kind of see what kind of personality I have more often than not, instead of like the kind of like the muffled other person. There was like just kidding. But yeah, like hopefully you guys liked the video, and again, go follow at Hottakes, man. He's awesome. And again, thank you for allowing me to do this. And you guys hopefully I'll see you guys next time, and expect more videos now. Expect more of these kind of videos too, and definitely expect more hot takes for me to react to them and for me to respond to them. All right, that's it for now.